Namaste, lovely yogis. Thank you so much for joining me on the Online Chakra Retreat. So this is one of 3 complimentary short classes to keep you going, keep you active. This one is very stretchy. It's using some of the poses that we did on the final class on Sunday for our crown chakra. And for that, you're going to need a belt or a strap or a scarf, a towel, whatever will help you to hold onto your foot comfortably. So we're going to start off lying down. If you would like to use something to support underneath your head to make yourself comfortable, please do so. Yourself. As you bring yourself down onto your back, let's just gently start with nice little massage for the lower back, little gentle rock from side to side, keeping your lower back, your sacrum on the floor. And then maybe just rock with the knees in and away. Just loosen off through your lower back. And then place your feet down. Open your feet up and just gently swing your knees from side to side a couple of times. So as you take your knees to one side, the opposite buttock, the hip should lift up off the floor. One more time each way. And then when you come to the center, straighten each of your legs, give them a little shake off. And this brings us to the moment. So just initially check in, notice how your physical body is feeling. Notice your muscles, your joints. Notice your mind. Breathing in and out through our nose for this session. We're going to start off by a series of stretches for the right leg. So as you bend the knee, let's take the belt and place it around the ball of your foot. So it's not in the middle of the foot. Instead, neither is it hooked around your toes. It's the ball of your foot. The closer to your foot you hold the belt, the deeper the stretch. So if you cannot straighten your leg, then you need to loosen the grip on the belt, hold it further away in order to let the leg straight. If the knee is bent, then you're not stretching the muscles that we want to be actively stretching. So try and allow the leg to straighten. And to ensure that the ankle flexibility is not taken away from the leg stretching, gently push the ball of your foot into your belt. And if your hands feel a little bit slippy, you can always just gently wrap the belt around your hands, so that gives you a bit of a purchase. Try and encourage your shoulders to relax. Make sure that your head's not tipping back, supported if you need to. And take a few breaths. Maybe have a look at your kneecap. Is it turning in or out, or is it nice and neutral? And of course, your emphasis, the focus, is on the back of the right leg. But you might find a bit of a release coming across the front of your left hip as well. Soften the shoulders, close your eyes, and let's just stay here for a few breaths. So maybe as you initially started this, it felt pretty intense. Maybe it's feeling a bit more comfortable. Try and avoid bending the knee. If your leg is violently starting to shake, you've gone beyond your comfort zone. So just ease off a little touch. Let's take 4 more breaths here. Focus your breath in on the stretch. And after your 4th breath, take the belt so that it's in just your right hand. So again, maybe wrapping it around your hand will give you a bit of a purchase grip. And again, make sure that the leg is straight. So release it away if you need to. Now I'd like you to take your left hand and place it firmly, I'll stand up so you can see easier, firmly over the front of your left hips, over your hip flexors. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, you're bringing your right leg out to the right side. So maybe initially it doesn't go very far. If that's the case, gently bring it back into the center. Encourage your pelvis to release. Maybe loosen the belt a little touch. And then on your next attempt, hopefully it will open a little more comfortably. Nice tip. Release the grip on the belt so that your elbow is comfortably resting on the floor, and that will ease the pressure of your hand and of your arm. And really try and make sure that your left hip is not lifting to help the right leg to come across. This is a natural tendency of the body. But we want to try and keep the pelvis open and stable so that as well as the back of your right leg and the inside of your right leg, you're releasing deep within your pelvis, your hip flexor, your hip adductor muscles. If it helps you, close your eyes. And again, focus your breath on the stretch. Notice what you feel. Can you feel it releasing? Try not to let it just release down towards the floor. Keep trying to pull the toes gently, carefully up towards your head. Notice, has your body turned into a banana? Can you make sure that each side of your body is of equal length? And use nice, full, slow breaths. Let's take 4 more breaths if you can here. Focus the breath on what you're feeling, stretching and opening. And after your 4th breath, keeping your right leg straight if you can, slowly bring it back in towards the center and take a hold of the belt in the opposite left hand. Maybe give your right hand a little shake off. Now I'd like you to keep your right hip on the floor. Make sure that the leg is straight, the kneecap is straight, so the foot's not turned in or out. And initially keeping your right hip, your lower back on the floor, start to take the right leg out to the left side, and you'll feel that nice stretch down the outside of your leg. Let's take a couple of breaths. It won't go far. We're trying to release the tendon. Again, gently push the ball of your foot into the belt, and this will stop the ankle twisting and the ankle flexibility kind of helping this stretch too much. And then let's take the right arm straight out to the right side. Your hand is level with the shoulder and the palm faces up towards the sky. You're going to keep your right shoulder on the floor and now allow the right hip to lift up so that your right leg can come across to the left side, again, without the shoulder lifting up. Same tip that we did when we went the other way. Hold on to the belt so that your elbow can rest on the floor. So rather than holding it and giving yourself a bicep workout, relax the elbow down towards the floor. So you're going to feel a pretty intense stretch down the outside of your leg. If there's any sharpness, numbness, or tingling, please exit if you need to. And let's take a few more deep breaths here. Notice the sensations, what you feel. Does it feel harder coming in this direction than it did opening up? So as well as the outside of the leg, feel your hip and feel into your back as well. And hopefully you feel across your chest. Maybe it's a deep stretch on that left shoulder as your leg wants to come across, but your shoulder is tight. So whatever you're feeling, let's direct 4 breaths into those sensations. And if you can, keep your legs straight. If you need to, please bend your knee as you come back up towards the center. Once you make it here, start to bend the leg. You can use the belt to help you do so that you can release the belt from your leg. And then straighten your right leg. And just pause for a little moment. Maybe give your wrists, your fingers some movement. But I'm pretty sure you feel more energy, more blood flowing through your right leg than you do your left leg. So let's even that out. As you bend the left knee, you're going to hook the belt around, again, the ball of your foot. So it's not in the instep here, and it's not hooked around your toes. It's on that nice, big, strong ball part of your foot. And again, if it helps you to get a decent grip, then loop the belt around your hands. And as you lift the arms up, if the head is tipping back, the chin is lifting up, the shoulders are tight and the knee is bent, then you're holding the belt too close towards your foot. So release the grip so that your neck can relax, so that your shoulders can soften, and so that your left leg can be straight. Gently push the ball of your foot up into the belt so that, again, your ankle flexibility isn't cheating for you. And straight away, notice the difference. Is this left leg feeling tighter than the right leg was? I'm going to take just a few breaths here. Notice again if you feel any sensations all across the front of your right hip. So if this knee is bending and lifting up, then it's because your hip flexor muscles are holding tension. So try and relax. It may also be because you're pulling too much on the left leg and it's bending and that's lifting up through the right leg too. So try and release that right leg down to the floor and make sure that the left leg is in fact straight and it's not bent. Close your eyes if you haven't done so already. Let's give ourselves 4 deep breaths. Feel the release. Feel your leg becoming more comfortable with the stretch. Nice, and then try and keep this left leg straight. Take the belt into just your left hand. Your right hand will come on the front of your right hips. It's not on the outside. It's across the front of the hip flexor to help hold it down. So we don't want this hip lifting up. We're going to keep it rooted down. On your exhalation, allow your left leg to come out to the side. If the right hip is lifting with it and it's not feeling comfortable, please remember, come back up again. And give it another little try. As you release on the second time, maybe you can open your hips some more. So you don't want to be in a position where the foot is just collapsed down on the floor and you don't really feel any activity. You want to feel a combination between strengthening and stretching. So again, you're trying to pull the toes up towards your face. You maybe can bend your elbow to get yourself a better grip. And make sure that when you're holding on, if I stand up, it'll make it easier, that you're not banana bending in your body. So both sides of your body, it's a little bit harder standing up, both sides of your body are nice and even. And of course, as always, let's notice as to whether this side's feeling tighter or easier than the other side felt for us. Try and keep your shoulders relaxed, neck, throat soft. And again, focus on the sensations that you're feeling. What muscles are opening? Feeling the inside of your left leg, the back of the left leg, and deep within your hips. Breathing in and out through your nose. Let's get ourselves 4 conscious deep breaths here. Wonderful. And after your 4th breath, trying to keep the leg straight, gently bring the left leg into the center. Take a hold of the belt with your right hand. Again, maybe wrap it round. Remember, we want the leg to be straight, so hold on to the belt in a position that enables that. And initially keeping your left buttock, your left hip on the floor, pushing the ball of the foot into the belt to make sure that the ankle's not doing the flexibility for you. Take your left leg towards the right, just a little touch. Now, it won't go far. If it is going, then it's because you've lifted the hip up. So try and make sure that there's no gap underneath your left buttock. Let's take a couple of deep breaths here. Just try and release those tendons on the outside of the left leg. And then allowing your left arm to go out to the side, hand level with shoulder, palm faces the sky. Let's exhale and now allow that left hip to lift. As you bring the left leg over to the right side, don't let the shoulder lift up off the floor. So keep that shoulder nice and relaxed. Try and keep your body even. And try and keep the left leg straight. So remember that little tip of releasing the belt so that the elbow comfortably comes towards the floor so that you can hold it without straining, without forcing. And that final little check-in, make sure that your ankle is not twisted. Gently push the ball of the foot into the belt. And as always, in these deep stretches for the longer hold, notice if it's easier or harder in this side. More intense or more comfortable. Notice the outside of your leg, the outer hip, the back, the chest, your left shoulder. Let's give ourselves 4 more nice deep breaths. And you should feel a couple of inches taller after these stretches. And after your 4th breath, just notice and feel the release. Feel how you've eased into it, or maybe it's become more intense. And to exit, if you can, keep your legs straight, or if you need to, please bend the knee to help yourself. Coming through towards the center, give it a little pull, and then gently bend the knee. So you can use the belt to help you. As you unhook the belt from your foot, well, that's a nice pop for my ankle. Maybe you want to give yours some movement too. Gently take your left leg down, take a Shavasana for a little second. Feel the lasting sensations, feel the lengthening on both of your legs. And to finish off, let's just bend the knees wider again than your hips. And like we did at the beginning, just gently windscreen wiper your knees from side to side. I'm hoping that it all feels a little freer than it did at the beginning. And one more time, each side. Nice. And then just straighten your legs again and see if you can feel the differences from the beginning of this short session. Remember how you felt then in both your body and your mind, and notice how you feel now. So if you want to stay here in Shavasana, feel free to do so. Or if you're ready, gently bend your knees one at a time with me. And slowly rolling over to your right side, use that momentum to very gently bring yourself up. Whether you're staying in Shavasana for a moment or whether you're exiting, make sure that you give yourself thanks for this short but sweet little super stretching session with Supta Padangusthasana, the reclined hand to foot stretches. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.